So the theme for this week is going to be where you put your energy. Things are just going to start happening. And some people call it alignment. Some people say it manifests, but none of that happens unless you put yourself out there. And one, I need to apologize because I know I made a promise that I was going to complete a goal on Sunday. And never beat yourself up because you didn't get it done. Now, if you were lazy watching TV and eating bonbons, and yeah, that's kind of an excuse. But we have if you can see him, we have a 15-year-old Doberman. This is Thunder. And Thunder's not doing too well. We got the news that he has stomach cancer. So I was a little bit devastated this weekend, and just getting through the kitty skits was very hard. But I also still want to continue with my goals here to help you guys out as well. And it's getting me through the emotions. So, but yeah, if something happens and you can't complete a goal, don't beat yourself up over it. Things happen. Life happens, which is why I'm right where I am now doing what I'm doing. So back to momentum. Momentum creates alignment. I always like the saying, energy goes where attention flows. And where attention flows, things grow. And honestly, every dream that I followed, every time that I tried to get myself out there, it really does seem like that energy starts pulling in more energy. I don't know if it's just being seen, being heard, but I'm going to give you a couple examples. When I first started this, I knew nothing of this social influencing thing. I mean, I do want to help people. I do want to have people experience that feeling and that happiness that I experienced. I want to feel that again. So when I started doing this, it just popped up in my feed that Tony Robbins was having a seminar. And I think that's good. That's kind of a tie-in from Kitty Skit 6 and 7. I was going to go to it. I mean, I get it. The hype, the music, the dancing, the yay. And it does feel good. But that energy, it does pump you up and it gets you going. That is when I figured out who I was and the energy started flowing. But it's just weird that popped up at that time. Another one, I have these written down so I don't forget. The Cherry Blossom Festival, that's still kind of, it's like dreamy for me. When I started doing the music, and because I was playing music that there was a Japanese artist, it's a long story, God, I wouldn't even know where to start. But I had given up music for the longest time. And there was a Japanese artist that influenced me, and I wanted to get out there again. I wanted to program again. And I believe that was probably the first and second story time with Death Kitty on Fridays. He had me wanting to do music again so badly. And I did. I pulled the keyboards out from under the bed. I dusted everything off and set things up. And it was, I would say, not even 24 hours. I had that song programmed. It took me in a different direction because it was a Japanese artist. I began learning Japanese. I began listening to a lot of the Japanese music. I took some Japanese courses. And talking to my to the students and talking to the teacher, where do you perform Japanese music normally? It's not something that is popular, a big trend. And I thought, well, I could do cultural art festivals. I could do the Cherry Blossom festivals. I started doing small cultural arts festivals, and that led me to meeting more people who said, hey, why don't you try here? Why don't you try there? Why don't you try Cherry Blossom Festival? When I went to the Cherry Blossom Festival, it was unbelievable. I met a woman from Hokkaido who said, hey, I have a family who owns a radio station out in Hokkaido. Would you like to come and perform on the radio station? Holy cow. So next week, I guess the theme is going to be never turn down an opportunity. But for now, we want to focus in when you start going forward and putting out that energy, it draws more energy. Things just start happening. You're going to meet people. You're going to make those connections you need to make. You're going to start learning things because you have that drive. You become obsessed with what you want to do. That's where you want to be. So that said, another example is this little guy. This is Takadal. And actually he's a representation of the musician that influenced me to start music again. I don't know why. Something had me, and I can't remember what the little character was. And I'm not going to waste time trying to remember. The little paper cardboard cutout that children would take. Oh, here's, they would send them all around the world or all around the place, and they would have this little doll have their picture taken with things in the back. I did the same thing with Takadal. If I went to Philadelphia to do the Cherry Blossom Festival, I took a picture of Takadal up on the stage. If I went hiking, if I went to different places, I would do this little, and he's on Facebook. It was Takadal on Facebook. And for some reason, it got attention. Sorry, Takadal just fell off the sofa. It got attention, and there was one woman that reached out to me, or reached out to Takadal, and she said, I really want to meet you, the person. I find it fascinating. You go to these places and you take the time, and she liked the musician also. So when I went to one of the concerts in Japan, we made plans to meet up. This woman ended up being my manager in Japan, who got me doing recordings. It's crazy things that you can't even fathom what you're going to experience until you move. So that's the lesson, is if you have that passion, you've got to move. Things will start aligning. Things will start happening. Contacts are going to be reached, but you got to make that step. So tell me, what is one thing that you can do to get you one step closer to your goal and reach it? And again, I got to get my music room set up. So again, I'm going to try that this weekend, provided little Mr. Thunder is okay. He's such a sweet boy. Hi, Thunder. So I'm going to try to get that set up. I did look at computers today, so I'm slowly getting there. But yeah, you got to move, no matter how small the step is. Every little step forward is going to take you up to your dream. Never take that giant leap, because you're going to fall, but those little steps. So that's the lesson for today. Thank you guys again for listening. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love and the prayers for Thunder. He's 15 years old. And again, we know it's time. It's just hard to make that decision, because sometimes he seems good. Other times it's hard. So thank you guys. And I will be seeing you during Storytime with Death Kitty on Friday. See ya.